Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max.
Welcome, everyone. We are the Geek Patrol, and our microphones don't have a stun setting. I'm Joe Thorderson, here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Alan Gilbreth, and our buddy Max over there behind the glass.
Who's trying to break in?
I don't know. Did we get that on... Did that record, Max?
That reminds me of one of my favorite moments with Hashoo.
Okay, thanks. We just cannot have a nice tight opening no matter what we do. So, but anyway,
nope,
Alyssa
we will mess with it, or you will stumble over it.
Alyssa's not here, and she'll be back next week. But well, here we go, guys. Halloween. Is it Halloween weekend, really? Or I mean,
all right, so
it's pre-Halloween.
Halloween
weekend.
is Thursday, and that's just a few days away, and we won't be on the air again until then.
That's true. So this is Halloween heavy. I guess Brandon's got a review of the Haunted Web. So if you're living here in the Mid-South, it's definitely something that you're going to be familiar with. You guys want to chastise me because I never even heard of this new show, Matlock. I thought it was the Andy Griffith show.
We're going to tase you.
I think the reason why we're going to tase you so hard is just the simple fact that, what was it, 4 weeks ago when they did the sneak preview, we even talked about it on the air, and you don't remember.
No.
So I am thinking you need to get out of the construction building business because you've taken too many blows to the head.
Well, I do forget things, but also, real quick, folks, if you're out there and you have not seen Late Night with the Devil, it behooves you. Perfect Halloween movie. I mean, it's on Halloween.
Yeah.
And it's a classic. And I just want to say one other quick thing before we jump into our main topics of discussion. Somehow, through scheduling and just whatever, we've barely even talked about Saturday Night, the movie, which I think it's got a lot of similarities to Late Night with the Devil in the sense of it gets started, it's over, it's sort of one of those time clock type of things.
Right.
And it's a one and done, and it's really good. And I hope it hasn't done very well at the theaters, but I hope it picks up. It gets a good following on streaming.
I think it's meant for streaming or small indie art house type productions. It's not something that's ever going to gain traction at the multiplex because, well, you can't unless you're a $4 bazillion blockbuster.
I thought it made me start wondering if maybe the Saturday Night with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd and stuff is just the younger generation just doesn't care, because I thought this would be a huge
They don't even know who they are.
Right. But anyway, it's very well done. It's super interesting. But anyway, so I want to just throw those out there. But so Brandon, the Haunted. What?
Well, I'll get to the Haunted Web in a minute. I want to talk about Late Night with the Devil for just a minute.
Sure.
Because me and my crew are doing a special event for just us.
You guys always have these themed evenings.
Like, none of my friends have seen this yet. Outside of the people in this room, I don't know anybody else who's actually gone, oh yeah. So we have decided that we are going to get together and we're doing like the full menu, dinner-wise. We're basically making high quality TV dinners, like everything that would come with your old Stouffer's Salisbury steak TV dinner. But we're doing it.
You're doing it quality.
We're doing high-end recipes. We're doing real potatoes. We're doing real veggies. We're doing all the thing. But we're putting it onto trays that look like TV dinners.
I was about to say, where are you getting the trays?
Oh, Target, actually. I bought 30 compostable TV dinner trays. They're awesome. And
I'm just giving you 2 thumbs up. This is awesome.
So we're going to do the whole thing because it's like, this movie was great in theaters. It really was. But it's so much better to watch on a television at home.
With the lights out.
With the lights out, because it's designed like an old school late night show. And it's a Halloween special. So we've got everybody set up. We're getting out the TV trays. We're going to basically have everybody set around in front of the TV. We're going to start the movie about the same time dinner is served. So,
is there such a thing as a good Salisbury steak?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's
not that surf and turf leftover piece of hoof that you used to get.
That
at the grocery
traumatized
store.
me growing up eating that stuff.
There is an amazing mixture of herbs and salts and breadcrumbs and everything that go into the meat of a real Salisbury steak. And trust me, you're not throwing it in the microwave for 3 minutes to get it cooked, or you're not throwing it in the oven for 14 minutes to get it cooked. This is an all-day process.
Gosh. All right, that sounds pretty good, though.
And I've conned other people into doing it while I will be at the, wherever it is I need to go to get actual sleep so I can enjoy the night.
Right.
Working overnights is hard.
It is, but honestly, Late Night with the Devil is such a great movie. It will be a cult classic, and
Absolutely.
It's on Hulu now. So if you've got a Hulu, it's basically free.
And, we'll be unapologetic about our fandom for the star of the show.
Yeah, I mean we're friends with Dave DeSmilchin, so it's like we're gonna promote him. But
I got to tell you,
even if you take him out of the equation, this movie is so.
It
good.
has nothing to do with. I mean, he's great, but
he looks so natural.
It's honestly a great performance.
As a person who watched late night television in the 70s,
right.
I will tell you, he does not look like an actor playing somebody from the 70s.
No, he
looks, walks, and talks. Yeah. And fits that character so perfectly.
And that just goes with David himself, because David is I'd say he's a student of the late night horror host.
Right. Yeah.
He loves that. So he basically walked into that room, ate every bit of scenery that was there until he had become the scenery.
Well, the Woman of the Hour is catching some flack. Anna Kendrick's new one,
right?
Because the set doesn't look good.
It doesn't,
Great story, amazing people, but Devil, really feels. You can almost smell the set.
It nails the era.
Even down to the little stingers at the commercial break and the way they introduce the show, everything. It looks like you're watching, and especially like you said, if you're watching it on TV.
Yeah.
I was almost wondering too if when you time out the times where it goes black and white, if it actually times out to the length of a commercial break, if they breathe that certain level of intention behind it.
It does.
It does.
It does.
That's awesome.
It seems like it would, Because
no. You can stop watching.
It's just the right amount of time, and you can feel the same amount of pressure they would have had making a show like that to get back out in front of the audience in time.
Right. No, it's a classic, folks. So make sure you check it out. And it's not all that scary, because I don't even have a stomach for horror, but it's really just more interesting. And it is sort of a snapshot in time, but it'll be a cult classic for sure. So, all right, well, so that's your Halloween homework, I suppose.
Yes.
When we come back, Brandon's going to do a nice review of the Haunted Web.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. Anyone who tells you it's impossible for a Tribble to wield nunchucks has obviously never seen the front end of Brandon Olmstead's car. The Geek Patrol is back.
I mean, in fairness, they have to work as a team. They can't do it alone.
Well, you've only got so many quote-unquote limbs.
Yes, exactly. And we'll come back, and it involves Velcro, too. Anyway, welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmstead and Alan Gilbreth, and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. Alyssa Diggs will be back next week.
We think.
Well, Thursday is Halloween, so, and Brandon, do they still have time to get to the Haunted Web?
Absolutely. The Haunted Web is, it's going to basically be only weekends available, as well as I think it's the day of Halloween and the day after, and then that following weekend. And then the final attendance ability will be on the 9th and 10th. But guys...
That late? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll explain to you about the 9th and 10th, which is a whole different experience from what I just said.
Okay.
Now, the Haunted Web has been a staple here in Memphis for years. I try to go every year, and they just keep ramping it up.
Is this the one at the Agri Center?
No. That's the Haunted Maze. That's a good family-friendly thing, especially since you can see lights from other businesses while you're in the corn maze.
This is hardcore.
This is hardcore. This is in the old Toys R Us that is from over on Perkins near what used to be the Mall of Memphis.
Oh, that's I live not far from there.
Right,
okay.
right. And we pass by your area every time we're headed out there.
Okay.
So, it's set up where you not only have the haunted house, which there are 4 haunted houses in one, or it's 3 in one and one off to its own. And then now they've also added 3 escape rooms and a secret bar.
Wow.
I did not buy the pass to the secret bar. It was just going to be me and Amy this time around, and neither one of us are,
a secret
really
bar.
into bars.
Okay.
But this year, the Slotch Sanitarium, the Haunted Bayou, the Voodoo Village, and the Carnival, which they're the 3 mainstays. They had, I would say double the amount of scare actors this time around. And since me and Amy were by ourselves as part of our group, and we had bought the VIP thing, we got to go through by ourselves. You know, it's like
really
we eventually caught up with the group ahead of us because they were afraid to go forward. But yeah, it was a completely different.
Are you serious? They just stopped.
I'm serious. It's well, you know, there are certain points where people
and say,
jump
"Come
up.
get me."
Well, no, you've got to make it through. Nobody, there's no people out there that are going to come and save you. But they got a little rattled. And then, of course, me and Amy coming up behind them.
Anxiety attacks or heart
absolutely,
attacks?
Absolutely. You have got to make sure that you are up for the challenge whenever you go into a haunted attraction.
Wow.
Can I ask you a stupid question?
Absolutely.
This might play into human psychology.
Okay.
But if you're anticipating getting scared, why do you get scared in a haunted place like that?
See, I don't really anticipate the scare. I want to see
startle.
I love the decor. I literally go through here as if I'm touring a museum.
Okay, that's a better way of putting it.
Amy will laugh at me in the midst of it all because I will be pointing out things and sometimes talking about how we can do this in the yard. Hey, we need to set this up with our skeletons.
That meat cleaver across his head looks really realistic. Yeah.
And this year though got a little gross. Normally, when you're in a group, if there's any kind of splashing or whatnot from various things, whether it be bodies, toilets, or whatnot, you don't usually, if you're in the lead, you don't usually get hit by it. I needed a shower when I was done. It was awesome. I think that's the word I'm looking for.
It was an immersive
awesome
experience.
Right.
Literally.
Yes.
Well, the last time I went through it, there was a young lady in the group in front of us. And the big, the boss scare in the middle of it was the tipping point. At which time she climbed me like a nanner tree.
Was it the dragon from the bayou?
I'm just gonna say it was the tipping point for the young lady's mind.
Yeah.
And she found the largest thing she could climb,
which happened to be you.
Which happened to be me. So I spent the next half. So to give you an idea how well some of these stunts and the gaffes work. And they pile up. So I understand the group freaking out in front of you because you are there to be scared and you do anticipate what's going to happen.
Right.
However, because these people are good at what they do,
and there's always the human factor.
The jump doesn't happen where you expect it.
Right.
And then it gets you.
Yes.
And that's when the people start freaking out.
Right.
And that's what makes it fun.
Now, this year, there's always one that's a little separated, and sometimes it's, there was one year it was a clown rave, which me and clowns don't get along, but I managed to get all the way through it without punching a clown, so I think it's a success.
Clown rave.
And then there was one where, you're going through what is basically, you would say, Joe, you would have loved it because it was like going through the Joker-induced Axis chemicals.
That's what I'm visualizing.
It's really wicked. Lots of neon lights, lots of black light. This year, though, they did it a little different with that separate one. It starts off, you go into the foyer of an old Victorian-style mansion. You start with a tarot reading, and then you get launched through the haunted mansion. Or maybe it's a funeral home. I don't know. There's a lot of things that happened in that one.
When you say this, I'm trying to think of how much money goes into making this. Are these actors volunteers, and do you think this place turns a profit or?
It definitely turns a profit.
It sounds expensive. Plus the insurance.
Our tickets were $53 a piece.
Oh wow!
But it's worth it for the fast pass and the being able to do the VIP stuff.
What is insurance for these things? Like, what type of insurance? Is there fright
insurance? They've got to have all sorts of liability.
Sure, they got tons of liability.
It's liability.
Basically, when you do a haunted attraction, you've got to have the same insurance you would have if you were doing like a traveling carnival or theme park.
Yeah.
And trust me, if you want to see true terror, watch the fire marshal inspection.
Yeah, no kidding. Think of all the violations you could have for this.
Before we wrap this up, I do want to tell you about the November 9th experience. You go in as a group, you get a glow stick.
Okay.
And that's the only light in the whole thing. It's called Lights Out Weekend, and you get to go through the whole thing. So all these jump scares are only going to be lit by the glow stick you're carrying.
Sounds worse. I would think it would be...
Yeah,
okay. perfect way to get ready for Thanksgiving, I guess. So.
And of course, every so often they do a winter haunt.
Okay. We'll hear a little bit more about that, and then we're going to talk about Matlock when we come back.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. The Geek Patrol is back.
You don't got movie sign till I say you got movie sign, capiche?
And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Alan Gilbreth, and Max over there behind the glass, and Alyssa Diggs will be back here next week. If you're just tuning in, of course, you know, we're right around the corner from Halloween, so we were wholeheartedly suggesting that you between now and then watch Late Night with the Devil. I mean, it's set on Halloween evening. It's a great movie. Brandon was just giving us a review of The Haunted Web here in Memphis. I guess, what do you give it, 5 machetes up, or what? I don't know what the ranking is.
I would say 4.5 slightly decayed corpses.
Okay.
And they would have gotten that other half if we had the the Joker Axis Chemical Rave.
Okay.
But I figure with how badly Joker Folia Do did, they figured that was a bad idea.
Yeah, was there any... okay, anyway. Hey, so you guys, before the show, you were really ragging me about the fact that I didn't watch Matlock, and I said, well, I mean, I like Andy Griffith and all, but...
No, dude. Kathy Bates, man.
So what is this?
Okay.
And why would you name it after an iconic show?
Why would you do that?
Why would you?
Why would you do that if you're out? Well,
and there's going to be spoilers, right?
Yes.
I don't care if you spoil it.
Let me preface
episode
this.
1.
Let me preface this before Alan gets into his show description. One of the key elements of Halloween is the mask. You hide behind the mask. You wear the mask. You ask.
Oh,
you use the mask.
The institution of wearing a mask.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's a lie. It's a subterfuge. It is the thing that basically hides who you really are behind it.
Unless you're Batman, and that's who you really are.
Well, okay. No, I mean, he wears the mask so that you don't realize who his fake mask is. Yeah, it's a weird thing. But anyway, so Kathy Bates, though, she has embodied the mask in many forms over her career, and this is yet another subterfuge and trickery and skullduggery, if I do say so myself. And it's so good.
Okay. What does it have to do with the original Matlock? So.
All right. I'm glad you asked.
4
all
times.
Right. So there are numerous references to her name as she looks at all these people the age of Max over there and goes, just like the old show. And all the kids go, what show?
I know the show.
Okay. But everybody in the show was a typical, age person. And they're like, there was a show named Matlock? I don't get it.
Yeah.
The old people on the cast get it. Okay. I'm a lawyer like Matlock. So I watched the show. I would have watched the show because it's Kathy Bates. And if Kathy Bates wants to read the newspaper for 25 minutes, you're going to sit there and watch because she's that good.
Yep.
All right.
She's
so I watched the show, and it's a doddering little old woman basically crowbarring her way into a law firm.
Literally.
Okay. It's kind of cool. Yeah, literally. It's kind of cool. Watched it. They went to the last commercial, and I went, cute show. It's probably going to make it a season or 2.
No.
I enjoy watching Kathy Bates work.
Yeah. Now, let me back up for a second. Through the whole episode, she teaches you how women, especially women of her age, basically become invisible to society. And this is how she manages to make her way into the law firm that she doesn't work for. She's never worked for. She gives you the story about how her husband, didn't really pay much attention to her. He had a gambling problem. He was a philanderer, and now because her daughter has died, she is stuck with an 11-year-old grandson who hates her. But it's it's the kind of thing that a woman of her age has to deal with in society.
What does that have to do with Matlock, the TV? Okay.
Her name is Madeline Matlock, and she always says, like the TV show.
Okay. All right. So that's...
So
right.
you've got an octogenarian lawyer who has down home folksy wisdom.
Okay. Wait, you mean she's 80 years old?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Is she 80 years old?
Pretty close.
Oh, wow. Okay. She's got spunk. I mean,
she's down on her luck and has to go back to work.
She needs the money because she's raising this kid.
She's raising a grandson.
Is this a Breaking Bad kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. The daughter's dead.
Yeah.
Well,
The
I don't know
husband's
enough.
wandered off. It's a down luck story. And then you come back from the commercial for the last 2 minutes of the show. You know, the cute little wrap up.
Right.
Because the last you saw of her, she was getting on the bus with her little bus token to go home.
Yeah.
And she rode the bus 1 block, got off the bus, said hello to her limo driver, got in her limousine, drove up to her mansion in the hills, kissed her adoring and beloved husband, patted her adoring grandson on the head.
I mean, this
Her name is not
family.
Maddie. Her name is not Matlock.
Well, no, her name is Madeline.
Well, it's Madeline.
Yeah.
And her daughter died of a drug overdose, and this law firm,
Because of the opiates that had been put on the market for people who are supposed to be, the painkillers and everything else, that
and she's out
are not safe.
to get this law firm.
What channel is this on?
It's on CBS.
Oh, well, how do you watch that?
Like-
Are you talking about actual TV?
Yeah, it's on actual
I don't
TV.
even remember last time I've watched.
You can
real
watch
TV.
actual TV, or if you
So,
want, you can watch
every
it on
week,
Paramount
like-
Plus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, then you now have to rewatch the entire episode because everything you just watched was a complete and utter lie, and every
now
single
you've-
thing has 2 or 3 meanings.
Now you get to
Now
watch.
I'm interested. I wasn't
Yeah.
interested at all until
Nope.
you told me the ending.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And then, all right, I'm watching episode 2. You know me, Mr. Writer. I can figure out anything.
yeah.
I'm taking
It
notes.
stumped him. It was amazing.
And they still got me at the end of it.
Really?
They still pulled one on me that I didn't see coming.
Okay.
And I just went, I had to call Brandon and I went, you watching this? He goes, not yet. And I went, all right, all I got to tell you is you got to watch it twice. You got to watch it all the way through to the end because everything you think during the show, you're wrong.
And it's true.
So this is, I'm going to say, a golden age of broadcast TV. This is intelligent, really well done, well acted script work.
The thing about Kathy Bates too is you can't pigeonhole her. She could be an evil villain. She could be the charming granny or anywhere in between.
And
so-
now she's both.
And now she's both. So
And
I never thought you'd wrote me in. This sounded lame and stupid and
well,
depressing, but now it's interesting. So.
No, you, all right, once you've watched episode 1 and get it,
Okay.
you are on the edge of your seat every episode.
Isn't that something? Well, we hope you'll stay on the edge of your seat, and we'll be right back here on Geek Tank Radio.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. The Geek Patrol is back.
Honestly, I hate working here. They are so weird.
And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Alan Gilbreth, and our buddy Max over there behind the glass, and Alyssa Diggs will be back here next week. And it's really interesting. You guys really intrigued me by, I had no interest in this new show, Matlock, with Kathy Bates and everything. And it's funny, off the air, you were telling me the way she maneuvers her way into places. She listens to things. She pays attention. And it's funny because as you were saying that, I feel like I've used that maneuver to get in free to so many places. Like if you put on a badge, if you put on your Geek Tank media pass, and you walk up and you ask the right question and you say the right thing, it's amazing the places they let you into.
it's true.
Well, you
How
look
many times
dumb
you
and
got a
helpless
free
enough,
ticket?
they will just go, you're supposed to be over there behind the curtain. Go.
It's like, good, I didn't have to pay. I got it, because it was, but anyway, you could talk your way into places if you.
Oh, yeah.
This sounds interesting though. So, but you guys said something before the break that really got me thinking. Something about wearing the mask.
Right.
Okay. Well, I made the point, the obvious point, if you watch Batman, that the mask is actually his true self. Well, couldn't you say that about every mask? That's okay. If you wear a Halloween mask, there's something subconsciously that makes you. If you want to dress like Zorro. Somewhere in your subconscious, you connect with Zorro or something.
I'll give you one better.
In other words, the mask is the true self in every case.
I'll give you one better as far as the description of it.
Okay.
The mask allows you to be the person you want to be deep down, the person you are deep down, as opposed to the person that has to deal with the normal societal norms. It's
right.
like, the smile you put on when you're dealing with a customer. The mask allows you to tell that customer to kiss your butt.
Yeah.
But you do it by egging their house. Not that I condone vandalism.
But
Don't do it, especially in my house.
Don't waste food.
Yeah, eggs are important.
Right.
Expensive too.
And people hoard toilet paper for a reason.
Yeah, really, don't waste the toilet paper.
But you're purposely putting on your face that you want.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean,
it gives you the opportunity to lose your inhibitions for a moment.
Because even if you say, well,
that's the secret. Right
That's
there.
the secret.
Just you just get to play with a tiny little aspect of your personality
That you normally
one
have
day.
to keep hidden.
Right.
unless okay, now here's a question.
Okay.
What if you put on a mask because you're a burglar and you're about to rob somebody and you don't want them to know who you are? I guess you're still putting your true face on.
You're putting your true face on because because deep down you're a scumbag, but
Right.
the happy neighborly guy who walks his dog for some reason at 3 o'clock in the morning, as opposed to at a normal hour. He's just kooky and aloof. Nope.
Okay.
He's casing your house.
Hey, so that's something to think about, folks. The mask. What are we really talking about here? All right. Hey, before the show, you guys were talking about SpongeBob and Wendy's. What did I miss?
Let's talk
I don't know what
about-
you're talking about.
It's Halloween. Let's talk about Geek Eats.
Okay.
Because how many different flavors of Oreo are on the shelf right now for October?
Way too many. I just got a Boo Bucket Happy Meal at McDonald's this morning.
There you go. You got a Boo Bucket Happy
Dude,
Meal.
I always collect the Boo Buckets, around
Oh,
the
you
Halloween.
want the collectible?
I love the buckets. Ever since I was a kid, I've loved the buckets.
Okay.
But Wendy's has done something a little outside the norm because you don't think of Wendy's as being the collaborator.
No. And it
Yeah, they're not
involves
the
our
Happy
good
Meal
buddy,
kinda.
Tom Kenny.
Oh, of course, the voice of SpongeBob. So what is it?
Well, Wendy's has entered the fracas, and they usually don't do toys and goofy stuff.
Their wacky pack is usually pretty mundane.
But this time they said, we're going all in. They're going for the most famous fictional food in the world.
Ramen
Krabby
and
Patty.
no.
They're
The
doing a
Krabby
Krabby Patty.
Do you guys think a Krabby Patty would be good? I mean, the way SpongeBob prepares it looks pretty tasty.
Well, all right. Well, Wendy's is making one using secret ingredients.
Yeah, they have a what is it? A habanero Big Mac sauce.
Well,
I am going to
Well,
say.
Alan, hold on, because you're the purist here. Wendy's has square hamburgers. The Krabby Patty is round. To me, it looks thicker.
Square. It's square.
I don't know.
right,
Is it?
The Krabby Patties are square, dude.
Is
Have
it
you not
thicker?
watched the episode?
I feel like I have. I feel like they're round, but
No, they're
okay.
not. They're square.
We don't have enough time on the show to argue this. We got to get to the flavor, Alan.
All right. So I, it's one of these things. Somebody called me and went, dude, have you actually tried one of these? And I went, Lord, no. And they just kind of went, no, man, you need to try one. Really? And I'm like, okay.
And they
all
got
right.
creepy with the voice like that.
Yeah. And it's like, all right, so I'll go order one. All right. I will give it this. It is the best made Dave's single I've ever seen because it is stacked in this exact order of the SpongeBob Krabby Patty.
Well, isn't a Krabby Patty pretty stripped down? It's a couple. I thought it's ketchup, mustard, pickles, and a bed of lettuce.
But it's
Is there
in a
lettuce
certain
on a
order.
Krabby Patty?
Yeah, in
There's
a
no
certain
onions.
order. In a certain order. And it did it. And they have their quote unquote secret sauce on it. And the big thing is it comes with a pineapple frosty.
Pineapple frosty.
A pineapple frosty.
I wonder if I'd like that. That sounds.
I'm a big pineapple fan. I'm willing to try it.
If you are a pineapple fan,
Does it come in a case? A pineapple.
no, it comes in a little frosty cup.
Okay.
If you are a pineapple fan, I have bad news for you.
Yeah.
It's addictive.
Oh, damn.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it doesn't hold up, but no.
Oh no, worse.
totally screwed.
It's addictive. It is serious pineapple.
Because Frosties, they're
Yeah,
they're
fries,
not quite
big deal.
ice cream.
Yeah, the
They're-
fries, no big deal. The Krabby Patty is square. It's got a cute little, basically Thousand Island sauce on it with just a tiny little hint of pepper.
Right.
Okay.
So it's actually done, but welcome to even Wendy's getting into geek food right here in October.
I guess I'm wondering, where did this come from? Because
They
when
got got tired of Burger King having good sales around Halloween because right now they're doing the Addams Family thing with the
Yes.
Wednesday Whopper.
And
they're not
it's
turning the bun
purple
black.
Yeah,
one.
they are. No, it's purple this year.
It's purple. It's not black. It's purple this year.
That's because of what the black did to everybody's gastrointestinal system
But
last
they're
time.
doing a black bun still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered about that because it doesn't look appetizing. I hate to say it. Although I guess pumpernickel bread is
Hey, they're rocking pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, you better believe by next week we'll have all tried a Krabby Patty. So.
Oh, yeah.
But weird episode, you guys. But I guess happy Halloween, everybody, and send us reports of what you've done. But it's time to get out of here. So until next week, we are the Geek Patrol, and I am Joe Thorderson.
I'm Maximilian.
I'm Allan.
And I am Brandon, reminding you we want pictures of your mask, both on and off.